Hello, today we're going to be talking about the reproductive system. As you can see in the diagram that's coming up, that there are some differences between male and female reproductive systems. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the different systems and learn about the different organs and their functions. In general, the reproductive system is a system that's going to produce, store, nourish, and transport functional gametes. If you remember from biology, gametes are the sex cells. In a male, it's a sperm, and in a female, it's an egg or an ova. Okay. The reproductive system is going to include the gonads. Now, the gonads are the reproductive organs that make or produce the gametes, so making the sperm or an egg, and different hormones. It also includes the ducts that receive and transport the sperm and the egg, and the different accessory glands that are going to help secrete fluid into those ducts to help nourish the sperm. You can see here from the diagram that an egg is much larger than a sperm cell. In meiosis, if you remember from biology, there's one egg produced while there are 4 sperm produced in the process of meiosis. So you can see that there is many more sperm that are produced at a time. And you can see that they all travel to try to get to the egg first. So as far as the male reproductive system, we have different organs. We have a few slides on these. We have the penis, which is an erectile organ that surrounds the urethra. It is a vascular channel that's going to fill with blood. Now, it has a main shaft, which is covered by thick skin, and then a head or a glans that is covered by a thinner covering and is more sensitive to the stimulation. It also has on that glans a prepuce or foreskin. This is often removed during circumcision. The cremaster muscle is skeletal muscle. So if you remember from the muscular system unit, the skeletal muscle is striated and under conscious or voluntary control. When it contracts, it's going to pull the testes closer to the body, and the testes are going to be found in the scrotum. The dartos are smooth muscle, so smooth, no striations, under involuntary control, that is going to be responsible for the wrinkles of the scrotal sac. Now, the scrotum is 2 separate chambers. These each house a testis. As far as this is concerned, the testes are going to produce large numbers of sperm. About 500 million sperm are produced per day. And it does have tubules inside and interstitial cells. Now, the interstitial cells are going to be endocrine cells, and that's what's going to produce the testosterone. And the tubules is where the sperm making is going to take place. Now, the urethra is both urinary system organ and for us for the reproductive system. And this is just the passageway that runs the length of the penis. So urine is going to exit through there and also sperm. Now, the epididymis are the coiled tubules, about 6 meters long, and that's about 20 feet long. It is a coiled compact mass that's found in each of the testes, and its function is to monitor and adjust the composition of the fluid that's needed for making of the sperm. It also acts as a recycling center for damaged or decreased sperm. Sperm tends to stay here for a few weeks, and then it moves to the vas deferens or the ductus deferens. The ductus deferens is a tubule that transports the sperm to the urethra. Now, the accessory glands are glands that help in the secretions through ejaculation. It is composed of seminal vesicles, prostate, and the Cowper's or bulbourethral glands. Now, seminal vesicles make up 60% of the volume of semen. This is a thick, clear fluid that's going to contain mucus, amino acids, fructose, and prostaglandin. Now, as far as the proteins go, the amino acids, it is going to help the semen thicken or coagulate after it's deposited in a female, making it easier for the sperm to move to the uterus. The fructose is necessary to help provide the energy for the sperm. And the prostaglandin are chemical signals or hormones that stimulate the contractions of the uterine muscles, which helps the semen get to the uterus. The prostate is the largest of these glands and produces about 30% of the semen. It is a thin, milky fluid that's secreted, and it has an alkalinity that is going to assist in neutralizing the acids that are found in the urethra and the vagina. It also is going to have an antibiotic-like substance that's going to help prevent urinary tract infections. Now, the Cowper's glands is a thick, sticky, alkaline mucus. And it's going to have a lubricating property, and that's going to allow for fertilization to take place a little bit better. It does carry a little sperm in that pre-ejaculation space. So here are all of the parts of the male reproductive system. If you have any questions on that, let me know, please. Okay, so just real quick before we get into the female, we're going to talk about the sperm. The sperm is the gamete of a male. It is a very compact, streamlined cell. When the sperm is being made, it's going to differentiate and it's going to lose most of its cytoplasm and nuclear fluid. It is divided into the head, the middle piece, and a tail. Now, the head has mostly the packed chromosomes, and it has a tip or a chromosome cap, and that is going to contain enzymes that are going to allow for penetration of the egg. The middle piece is going to have mitochondria and microtubules, and that's going to give it lots of energy to move. The tail has the flagellum, and that is what's going to allow it for movement. It's typically one flagella, but it could be more than one. Sometimes they form abnormally. And you can see that the sperm is going to travel through the testes, the epididymis, the vas deferens, ejaculatory duct, the urethra, and out of the body. And the sperm is going to be contained in the semen, and that is with the secretions from the accessory glands. And just so you know, it contains about 5 billion sperm when it's released. And you can see there the structure between the head, the mid piece, and the tail. All right, so the female reproductive system is only one slide to go through. We talk about ovaries. The ovaries is what produces one egg per month. The ovaries are kind of enclosed in a tough protective capsule, and it's going to contain follicles. Now, follicles are going to contain egg cells that are surrounded by layers. Those layers nourish and protect the developing egg cell. A woman will have 400,000 follicles that are formed at birth, but she only will kind of release only a couple hundred to several hundred in her lifetime as far as the eggs go. The uterine tubes are the fallopian tubes or the oviducts. This is like a funnel-like opening that has cilia that lines the duct, and that helps the egg travel down to the uterus. It also serves as a site for sperm and egg coming together during the process of fertilization. The uterus is often called their womb. It's a thick muscular organ, almost pear-shaped, and it's going to provide mechanical protection and nutritional support to the developing uterus. It is lined with an endometrium, which has tons of blood supply. And you can see here in the picture all of the different parts. And the cervix is just the neck of the uterus, and that's what's going to open into the vagina, which is the external part of the female reproductive system. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, have a good day.